Well, thank you all for having WFSU here today to do this Martha Speaks Reading Buddy training. We're really excited to have Astoria Park on board for this project. I'm Kim Kelling-Engstrom, and I'm the Director of Educational Services at WFSU. Just a little bit of background, this project has a lot of significance for public broadcasting. We are using this project. They'll be going on in 13 PBS stations around Florida, not just here at WFSU, but all of our partner stations across the state. Each of those stations are working with two schools within their viewing area to implement this project. And we will be conducting research, as you know, through the Florida Center for Reading Research and the University of Maryland to see how does this project impact children's learning gains. So we'll be looking at kindergartners and fourth graders. And we hope that what we gain is knowledge that programs like this and partnerships between PBS and the local schools can have meaningful impact on children. So that's the goal of this project, and our funding comes through the Florida legislature. So it's critical that we can show that we are worthy of this funding and that we are at our core an education media resource. So that is the goal of today, and we will guide you through this training. I'm going to introduce to you one of our lead researchers on this. It's Dr. Young Suk Kim. She's from the Florida Center for Reading Research, and she's going to walk you through some of the research behind what we're doing and why we're collecting the data that we're collecting. She'll sort of just give you a little background on the significance of that.
My name is Young Suk Kim. I usually go by Young. I'm at Florida Center for Reading Research and College of Education at Florida State University. So this is the overview. I'm going to primarily talk about the program overview, and the rest will be covered by Tasha, I believe. Okay. This project has many people involved, including Michelle and Kim, Tasha, and many station managers across Florida. But in terms of research aspect, Dr. Rebecca Silverman and myself are kind of leading the effort. So, why are we focusing on vocabulary? I think you kind of have intuitive knowledge about why vocabulary matters for reading comprehension. So even if a child has a brilliant decoding skill, if you don't know the meaning of words, of course, you're not going to get the meaning of the text that you're reading, right? And not surprisingly, many studies have shown that vocabulary knowledge is very important determinant of children's reading comprehension level. Another piece of information from research is that many children have limited vocabulary knowledge, which is a risk factor, therefore, for their reading comprehension, which then is a risk factor for their academic success. One more piece from research is that it takes a long time to acquire vocabulary. If you think about letter knowledge, for example, letter name knowledge, letter sound knowledge, it's pretty much confined set, right? So 26, or depending on how you say, 52 letters, right? Whereas vocabulary, there are thousands or tens of thousands of words to acquire, so it takes a long time to acquire. So vocabulary instruction should start early, as early as possible. Then how should the vocabulary be taught? We have some information from previous research. Focus on not all the words, important and useful words. So if I tell you to pick one word out of 3 words, which one would you pick? Happy, require, isotope. Which one word would be the best word to teach to kids in terms of utility? So say if you're targeting, say, pre-kindergarten or kindergartners, would you target happy? So happy, although it's very important for everyday, interactions, the majority of the kids, by the time when they're in pre-K or kindergarten, they should know that word, unless the child is just, English language learner who's been here for a month, right? So, isotope is very rarely used in a very specific field or subject, right? So require is it's a high utility word because it's used across subjects in many different contexts. So that's what we mean by important word or useful words. That's the words that we're going to target. And provide student-friendly definition, not dictionary definition, because children really do not have good understanding with the dictionary definition. The other two pieces are providing examples across varied contexts, using pictures, audio, video, gestures, whatever helps children comprehend the meaning. Basically, exposure of the target word to students, right? Get them hear it, get them use it in different contexts with the teachers, with their peers, whenever possible. And have students say the words and also see the words, because by fourth grade, when children are in first, second, third, fourth, they are expected to see those words. So not only in oral language environment, but also print environment, they need to hear and see these words. How about then in this particular program, how is vocabulary taught? So the principles that we talked about in the previous slide is all applied here. So words have been chosen very carefully and purposefully for those high utility words. Okay? And students are provided with student-friendly, child-friendly definitions. And students are provided with examples they can use. And students are provided and supported in using the words with peers. So they're buddies. That's their peers. And students say and see the words throughout the program. So as Kim said, this has a research component, which is might be somewhat different from what you're used to. So we need to evaluate whether this program works in improving children's vocabulary and reading comprehension in a scientific way. To do that, there are some requirements. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to compare children's vocabulary and comprehension knowledge for children who participate in the program versus those who do not. We're going to assess the kids before and after the implementation. So before, we're going to, assuming that the kids are going to be assigned to different conditions, so-called treatment conditions where children are receiving this, Martha Speaks Reading Buddies program, those kids who do not. And assuming that these kids do not have any differences in the beginning, at the end of the implementation, we are expecting to see some improved vocabulary for those kids who are in the treatment condition, right? Who have received instruction using the Martha Speaks Reading Buddies program. We are going to collect some data from teachers and students. From teachers, we are going to ask you a little bit about your background. So how many years of teaching experiences do you have? What kind of education do you have? Very basic information. And we would love to hear your thoughts about the program. How friendly is it for teachers to use, right? Any comments or suggestions? And because this is a research project, we need to see whether you're implementing. If you are assigned to the treatment condition, we need to see whether you are doing it actually. If you don't implement it, of course, we cannot expect to see an effect, right? So we're going to observe you a couple of times to see whether you're implementing it. For students, we are going to assess the kids before the implementation and after implementation, and it's going to be on their vocabulary knowledge and comprehension, including listening comprehension and reading comprehension. And we'll also see whether children are engaged in this program. So because this is a research project, we need to obtain permission from parents. Researchers are going to train research assistants on how to work with children and how to use assessments. And this is the training for teachers. And how we're going to use the data. So the research assistant collect the data, enter data, we clean the data and analyze data. We prepare a report for each station and also Florida Department of Education. and also will prepare publication so that other researchers and other teachers know about the program. So, is there a promise for why are we doing this here? Because there's promise. Previous study have looked at this particular Reading Buddies program in 7 sites across the United States, and it has shown improved vocabulary for both little buddies, which are kindergartners, and also big buddies, 4th graders. So for kindergartners, it's going to be individual assessments. We expect it to take about 30 to 40 minutes per child. So for pre-test, before the implementation, it'll take about 30 to 40 minutes per child. And after the program implementation, it'll take another 30 to 40. So it depends, whether the child, depending on the child's capability or ability level. Some take less, say 25 minutes, some take longer. So that's kindergartners. 4th graders, it's going to be all group administration as a whole class. Total, I forget how many minutes we said. There's TOEFL days and vocabulary. I think it'll take as a whole class about 30 minutes before the implementation and after the implementation. We will work around your schedule, so you give us the convenient time that we can take your child. Because we basically have about 7-day window to assess the child before we start the program because of the all spring schedule assessment, AFCAT, all those things, right? So, and then squeeze in this program. So we have about 1 week for pre-test, and then immediately after the program is over, we'll assess the kid. We expect it to take about a week as well. So that's why we'll have several assessors coming in, working with the multiple children.
Hello again. I'm Tasha Weinstein, and I'm WFSU's Education Coordinator. And just like Kim said, we are super, super excited that you all are here taking part in this great project with us. And it's my job to kind of run through the nitty-gritty with it, and actually the materials you'll be using, the books that you'll be using, and all that kind of fun stuff. One thing that will be really awesome is if our buddy teachers will sit together. So if you already know who your buddy teacher is, if you will get with them, I want to first pass out a whole bunch of goodies for you. We organize everything in a kit. It keeps it a lot easier for our sanity. So those of you out there in TV land, your kits may look different than this depending on the storage bins you get. When we've done this before, we've had black storage bins that hold a lot more books. This year we have these lovely green bins. So we will open it up. And the first thing I want to do is share our teacher handbooks. So I think I have enough for everyone, but we may have to share. Right. So continuing in your guidebook. So you can follow along. This is yours to keep now, so feel free to make notes. There's specific information for little buddies, the books, the episodes, big buddies, other resources, etc. We're not going to cover everything that's in here, so feel free to check them out when we're finished with our workshop. I'm going to pass out, and we can go ahead and put that, is the schedule. With our research project, this is tightly scheduled, and there are several weeks where we're going to have 2 sessions in 1 week. Your main first bin is going to contain a DVD of all 10 episodes. It also is going to contain the Fun with Words that can go home to your parents. So I'm going to pass these out. I'm going to leave this kit intact, and then I have extra materials that I'll pull out for you guys to share.
So because this is a research project, I understand that we have here teachers who will be in the control condition versus treatment condition. It's absolutely important that those teachers who will be in the control condition do not implement this program, at least during the study period. Okay, I know you're learning about this, so you might implicitly, unintentionally, want to implement the pieces of it. from the research perspective, it's called the spillover effect and bleeding over. It's not, the data are not going to be clean. So it'll be very important that teachers who are in the treatment condition implement this to the extent possible to, the way it's supposed to be, and those in the control condition don't do anything related to this. They'll be very helpful.
Just have one control teacher,
Thank you.
right?
Okay. Thank you.
That's great, yes. And Ms. Charles knows that as well. She's already finished.
Okay, great.
All right, the next thing we're going to pass out is, this is in miniature. These are the Big Buddy guidebooks, and here are the Reading Buddies journals. Now, when all of our materials are back from the printer, the Reading Buddies journals will look like this. So your classrooms will need to have crayons, pencils. Please let us know if you're missing anything, and we will provide those to you. So this is the full size. And the Big Buddy guides will look like this. And we'll repeat some of this as we go through our PowerPoint as well, just so that everyone can see what we're talking about. So the program overview is that Little Buddies and Big Buddies meet once a week for 10 sessions. Now, in our case, like I just said, some weeks we're going to double up. So Big Buddies and Little Buddies will get together for 2 weeks for the research folks. They will learn and reinforce the vocabulary. They will watch together. Each episode of Martha has been specifically selected, and each episode is about 13 minutes. Then they talk and play, and then they read together, and they have a writing prompt in their journal. Oh, and this is extra important, that everything is aligned with your core curriculum in language arts. And as already Young pointed out, it's very, very targeted vocabulary. And the great thing is, too, fourth graders, your students will see some of these words on their FCATs. So it works in all levels. We did compile, and I think some of you might have it, but I don't have kits for everybody because it's a lot, but this whole handout will send to you electronically. Mm-hmm. This is how, and you can pass that one out.
You can, well, anyone want to take a look at it? It's the curriculum standards. It's really exciting reading.
So what we've done is pulled out the kindergarten, the first grade, fourth grade, and fifth grade, and shown which language arts core curriculum is actually touched and then even expounded upon within this program. And lots of fun Martha materials. So you've already seen our Big Buddy books, the parent handouts. Oh, and one other thing also, I know Astoria Park has got a lot of children from all different countries. It's really very international around here. We do have materials available in Spanish, and I know there's even other languages too, but and you guys have been really amazing with how you managed to make all that work. But just so everyone knows, they are in Spanish. And if we can help in any other way with other languages, just let us know. And of course, there's lots of books involved every single session. So 10 different books are shared, and those classroom kits of books will actually stay with you. So the fourth grade teacher will house those books, and hopefully you'll use this program and do this again and again, year after year, with your kiddos. So what's it like? Well, before meeting with Little Buddies, the older buddies practice. And we're going to run through a whole session together so you can see exactly how that works. It's very important, fourth grade teacher buddies, that you give your children that opportunity to practice. There are some words they might struggle with. Reading through the books, a really good idea. And also there's materials that they're going to have to assemble. There's some cutting out. From what I understand, our new materials are actually perforated, so they just have to bend them, which is really nice. There are some craft activities. We'll try one of those as well today. So there's definitely some prep plan. In this program, the fourth graders really are the teachers, and it's important to give them that chance that they feel like they are preparing the lesson for the child. Then, and like it says, it takes about 50 minutes, maybe more like 55 minutes, and they always follow the same 4 steps. And especially for this research project, it's very, very important that we hit every single step and we go in sequence. So like we said, we watch together, talk and play, read together, and write together. You might recognize some of your kiddos in this picture. So for our 4th grade teachers, you have the hardest job as far as teachers go, is that you model to your students appropriate behavior. And as you know, when we're doing buddy projects, those 4th graders get to experience a wide range of behavior. So it's your job to kind of guide and structure that and give them pointers. And then also to give them that extra time during the week to let them know what it is they're teaching and to prepare their materials. Our kindergarten teachers, some of your little buddies might be really anxious about working with a big buddy. It can be a little scary. Yours have been in school for a while, so they're a little bit more relaxed about it. But an important feature, especially if you're just starting out with a buddies program, is to ease their fears about it. And when you're back in the classroom, to be prepared to reinforce that vocabulary that they've been practicing with their big buddies. Alrighty, so 15 minutes maximum to watch. Before the episode, if teachers could introduce the special words, that would be wonderful. As the program continues, you might even want to select some of your students, your 4th grade teachers, to introduce the words for the students from the get-go. And then they watch the episodes together. And we encourage snuggling during this. And then afterwards, they're going to talk and play together. And there's special words that they'll, of course, the vocabulary, and they'll play the game and do the activity. And what I'm talking about with that is I'm going to go and pull out our next. This bin contains session 1 and session 2. So in each bin, we've tried to squeeze in 2 sessions. So there's 22 books, and then there's the activity sheet. So for our very first week, the book is called Star of the Week. We'll go ahead and pass this out just so you can see that book. And the game that we do is called a choose and chat game. I'll pass everybody one of those. Throughout the sessions, there are 2 sessions that have the choose and chat games. There are 2 sessions that have a bingo game. So you will have little bingo chips in your kits as well. And they will need to be cut out. So this is one of the preparation things that we've been talking about. One of them is making a puppet, which we'll pull out next. And there's also making a greeting card, which is the very last one. So give everyone a moment to look at that lovely book. And then I'm also going to pass out the next book, which is session 2. And this worksheet. And we're going to collect the Star of the Week, but you'll hang on to Sheila Ray the Brave because we're actually going to use that one when we do our run-through practice. So here, Genesis, why don't you go ahead and pass this out? You want to pass out Sheila Ray the Brave? Now, the other little item that'll be in with session 1 and in each subsequent session as well are going to be these special word card prompts that the 4th grader will cut out. And these are questions that the big buddy will ask the little buddy just orally. So that after they read the book, they'll have these discussion points. Nothing needs to get written down. And I'll go ahead and pass out the one that goes with Sheila the Brave. Thank you. Okay. And then the writing prompt, I think, yes, everyone has one of these. If you'll have a quick check in your little journal. And you'll see the book that you're looking at right now. One of the words is extraordinary. So the reading prompt is, and writing prompt, what does Martha see that is so extraordinary? And then at the very bottom too, it lists all of the key vocabulary. So oftentimes the 4th grade buddy will do some of the writing for the kindergarten buddy. It's really up to your teachers though if they really want that kindergarten buddy to be able to do these. But let your buddies know. And then they can draw their picture up here. And every prompt is like that. Every week is like that. There's some writing, there's some drawing. And there's extra space too. They can draw and make this their own. This material will go home with the little buddy, so it's theirs to keep. And then in the wrap up, it's when, again, reinforce that vocabulary and just answer any questions they might have. And it's a wonderful time too, once the little buddies have left the classroom, for fourth grader teachers to meet with their fourth grade little teachers and talk about how it was teaching that little buddy. Because I know some wonderful conversations can come from that experience and a renewed appreciation for fourth grade teachers, which is an extra bonus. And you can see here from our picture, it's very informal for the children. You know, the more they feel like they can move around the classroom and they can talk with each other and giggle, it's just a wonderful experience. This is not a very quiet program. You all are being very quiet right now, but during a typical Martha Speaks, it's busy and lots of little talking going on. It's a lot of fun. Each of the sessions, just so everyone has a chance to have a look, and I'll just put one kit in front of everyone so you can see this is sessions 3 and 4. So just have a look at the books in it and how it's organized. All right, so our first book for session 1 is Star of the Week. Session 2 book is Sheila Ray, the Brave. The third book is Abuela. The fourth book, Don't You Feel Well, Sam? Our fifth book is Officer Buckle and Gloria. The sixth session book is Jamaica's Blue Marker. The seventh, No Dogs Allowed. The eighth book for the 8th session is Buster. The 9th session book is It's Mine. And the last session, session 10, is A Birthday Basket for Tia. So we have our books, and then the next thing, of course, are the lesson plans and activities. If we could, who has, well, I have session 1 and 2. Who has session 3 and 4?
We do.
Can you pull out the activity sheets and just share what the activity is?
It is a choose and chat game.
Okay, again, that's one that the big buddy will cut out and then ask the little buddy by going through each card. All right, and then your next session, session 4.
Tic-tac-toe, fantasy, or real.
Wonderful. And that's the one where you'll need your bingo chips. And who has sessions 5 and 6?
We do.
Okay.
And this is skits, tricks.
Okay, I'm glad you have that one. There is this one session where everyone will need to have a computer lab. You can either use an interactive whiteboard, which is a lot of fun. You can have all the students come up and take turns playing skits, tricks. Or if you have an individual computer lab, you'll have to make arrangements for that day to do the activity in the computer lab. Or you might have a mobile lab and you can just bring it into the classroom. But it will require a little bit of additional preparation. Okay, next one.
Session 6 is choose and chat.
Okay, so another choose and chat. They have to cut it out. Thank you. And then session 7 and 8.
7 is tic-tac-toe, name the rule.
Okay, that's one you'll need your bingo things.
Okay, and
Yep.
8 is choose and chat.
Okay, again, cut that one out, and the big buddy will share that with the little buddy. In our last 2 sessions.
Session 9 is truce.
Oh, and that one's the little puppet, right? So for this one, your kit actually comes with popsicle sticks, and big buddies and little buddies will cut those out, and they will put them on the popsicle stick to do the activity. So you'll need some glue for that as well. Let us know if you need, because we'll provide. And then that,
Session 10 is make a thank you card.
wonderful. That, exactly. And you can use that paper to make the thank you card, but a lot of times we will provide construction paper so that you can do that activity and they can really do it up with crayons, markers, and all that sort of thing. Now we're going to model a session. So we just have Sheila Ray the Brave and the Sheila Ray activity sheet. We are 4th grade buddies and kindergarten buddies, and we are meeting together. And this is what will happen when they get together. I think I showed when I unpacked that first kit that had all the teacher materials that you have one of these. This is really important. This is disc 1 and this is disc 2. And all 10 sessions are on here. So this is very, very special. The 4th grade teacher will get one and the kindergarten teacher will get one just in case. Now, for everyone else that doesn't have a disc, no worries, because everything is streaming. So even if something happens to a disc or 2 discs, You can get to all of this information online anytime. It's there for you. Even all the materials that we're showing and sharing, everything is there online. So, just wanted to show that. So we are going to, everyone's packed in the classroom. Some little ideas about that. Sometimes half the class will stay in a 4th grade classroom, half the class will go to a kindergarten classroom, so that you only have 20 or so students in each classroom. It's totally up to you, but it's one of the logistics you'll want to figure out. Some classrooms actually do have everybody pile in, and there's 40 kids in here, and that's great too.
Nope. Nope. Not that.
That looks good. Okay.
No chance.
Oh, that.
No way.
Okay.
Life's too short. Nope.
I wonder if this happens to everyone when the dogs get the remote.
Ah, this looks intriguing.
That's Courageous Collie Carlo.
Courageous must mean good looking. Whew. Check out the coat on him.
Carlo's got nice hair, but courageous means he's not scared of danger.
What danger?
I'd call that danger.
The cellar door is stuck. The tornado's coming. We can't escape. Oh, we're in danger. Danger frightens me. Ah! Oh no! Carlo didn't get to the cellar in time!
This would be a bad time for Carlo to want to lick his nose.
Shh! He might get hurt! He's in danger! Spike down, Carlo! We escaped harm because Carlo saved us. Thank you, courageous Collie Carlo! Wow! Carlo is so strong and brave. I wish I could be like him.
Martha, it's a TV show. It's not real.
Carlo is so inspiring.
She's mighty Mutt Martha, she's come to rescue you. She'll pull you out of danger and says you're welcome to.
I lost my balloon. Oh no. Thank you so much.
Oh, I need help. Red 5 on the black 6.
Thank you, mighty Mutt Martha.
You're very welcome. Helen, up until today I've been all talk and no action. But that's about to change.
What do you mean, Martha?
Hey, Helen! Want to go to the Boxwoods Halloween spooky house? Unless you're too frightened like last year.
Don't be afraid. Mighty Mutt Martha will protect you.
That means you're gonna take care of me, right?
You bet.
Okay, with you protecting me, I won't be frightened.
Alice said this year their house is extra super mega ultra very spooky.
You know, let's skip it because they won't let Martha in.
Why wouldn't they?
Maybe there's no dogs allowed. And I'm a dog?
Their cat and parrot are in there, so I'm sure dogs are allowed.
A cry for help! I'm off to the rescue!
To the rescue? You mean you're gonna save someone?
Yes, a courageous dog must help anyone in need. If you can believe what you see on TV, and why shouldn't you, right?
But what about protecting me?
I think Martha's asustada. She's afraid. But we're not afraid, right?
No. Yes. No. Right. Not afraid. Oh, I'm in trouble.
Don't worry! I'm Martha, your local brave doggy hero come to the rescue. Come here! Whoa. Not a strong branch. Don't move. I'll save you. Hey, what was that for? Oh, dear. Oh, hello, Skits. I'm sort of in trouble. Can't get down. Hey, where are you going? Oh, how embarrassing.
This dog saved you. He came to the fire station and wouldn't stop barking. Then he led us here.
He's a hero. Everyone loves a hero.
Especially a doggy hero.
Put me down, please. Thank you, firefighter.
No trouble at all.
And thank you, Skits. Yes, Skits, I have seen courageous colleague Harlow, and no, you're nothing like him. Smoke! A fire! A brave dog must save those people from harm! What? No, a brave dog, not you! Me! Slow down! While he's just barking, it's Mighty Mutt Martha to the rescue. Excuse me, ma'am, saving the day.
Hey! Why, I ought up.
Uh-oh. You may want to turn down that water pressure, ma'am. It's kind of strong. Oh, I'll never be as heroic as courageous colleague Harlow. They gave you the hot dogs that fell on the ground for not wrecking their barbecue? No, I wouldn't like a hot dog. I should have stayed with Helen.
Alice, that's so interesting.
I'm going back through a third time. Helen, are you ever coming in? Are you scared?
Scared? I want to go in, but Alice was telling me about these great breakfasts she makes. Go on, Alice.
Well, I put the bread in, push down the handle, then wait. When it pops up, it's toast.
You're getting her recipe for toast?
But I burn it a lot. Then the smoke alarm goes off, and I get in trouble.
Just admit you're scared.
I am not scared.
R2.
Am not.
R2.
Why do you keep following me? I don't need help. I am gonna help people. Like her!
Four-letter word that means a person admired for brave deeds and courage.
Hero!
Did I ask for help? No! You ruined the fun of figuring it out myself. Bad dog!
Oh.
Am not.
R2.
Fine, let's go in.
It's much scarier if you go sola, all alone.
Now I'm really in trouble. Just keep walking. Don't stop.
You didn't even go through the whole thing.
Maybe I'm not cut out to be a hero. That's Helen! She's in trouble! Come on, Skits! I'm coming, Helen! Helen? Oh, boy, this place is spooky. Helen! Helen!
Admit it. You're scared.
Helen! That's Martha! She's in trouble! Martha? Martha?
Helen!
Martha?
Helen!
Martha?
Helen!
Martha? Huh?
Helen!
Martha? No, it's only a parrot.
Helen?
Martha!
No, it's only a parrot.
Helen!
when I heard you yell for me.
So, which way to escape?
That way?
She did it! Maybe she is brave.
Hear that? We did it, even though I had my eyes closed. That was so courageous of you to go in there and save me. Thank you.
You're welcome. It was heroic of you to go in and save me, too.
So now that you've seen it, want to go through the spooky house again?
No!
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Not that.
Not that.
No chance.
No chance.
No way.
No way.
Life's too
Life's
short.
Too short.
Perfect.
This powerful storm will carry our boat off course. We'll never escape.
Carlo, our only hope is if you're strong enough to bring me the anchor. I'm starting to think this stuff on TV, it's just not realistic.
Oh, I don't know.
He's courageous, Carlo. When danger's near, he doesn't whine or snarl. Oh, courageous means he's brave. Oh, he's not afraid of danger, and he'll risk his life and always try to save you. So if you are in danger, afraid you might get hurt, call the mighty dog who's strong and so alert. Call courageous, call Carlo. He'll rescue you unless he's out taking a walk.
So after the children have watched the correct episode, which I'll tell you that's happened more than once, and we had one school that got completely confused with it. So do make sure that you've got the right video with the right one, or you're going to be reinforcing the wrong vocabulary, and it will be really crazy. So for our brave set of vocabulary, if everyone can get with their big buddies and little buddies, and if you all will take turns reading Sheila Ray the Brave aloud.
This is she. When her sister Louise was buzzing in the closet, she was there. And she rode her bicycle, no hands, with her eyes closed. Yay, yay, Sheila Ray.
All right, I just want to point out, you see how everybody finished reading the book at different times? That's why it's really important that your fourth grader can take ownership of it and they don't look at you like, what do I do next? They know what they're doing next. They're the teacher. So they can immediately go into the cards. These question prompts. So the first thing you would ask your little buddy is, Martha wanted to be brave like courageous Collie. What were some ways that Sheila Ray showed she was brave? And you'll discuss that for a few moments. When you finish discussing that one, on to the next one, and so forth. So if you all will review those questions for a moment together. All right, so has everyone kind of looked through their question prompts? The 4 questions? And you can, it'll be up to you. You can have your big buddies cut these out so they're strips. One thing I don't have today, but I need to provide to you, are baggies, so that for all the game pieces and these things that you can keep them all together and just stick them in your bins as you use them. So that way the next round of big buddies for the next year, they may not have to do quite as much prep, because some things, if they're still in good condition, you can use again and again. So our activity for session 2 is making a super puppet. And because we just read Sheila Ray the Brave, they could also make a super mouse puppet as well. It's really up to your big buddy and your little buddy what they want to do. And the materials that we have to build them are, of course, paper bags. And these are included in your kits. Construction paper. And you'll also need some scissors and a glue stick. And what they'll do is they'll just start creating. So they'll make eyes, they can make a cape, and they will make their courageous puppet. And that's what our teachers posing as little buddies and big buddies are doing right now. So be as creative as possible, because this can be your sample if you feel like providing a sample for your class of what they're actually doing. Now, this is the one activity that you're going to have to probably keep kids on track with time, because some will want to be very meticulous and detailed with their puppet, and we only have so much time allotted for the puppet. Because the activity that we still have one more thing to do after the puppet, and that's the journal prompt, which kind of wraps everything up. So then the next thing you're going to do with your little buddy is your journal prompt. So if you'll look in your little miniature Reading Buddies journal, which remember will be full-sized for the students. But the question for session 2 is, if you were a superhero, what courageous thing would you do?